My name is, can you hear me?
Yes.
My name is Reverend David Helfer. I speak in support of the Senate Bill 2163. As a male identified being, I often feel, and often appropriately so, ancillary to the conversation about reproductive rights. But as a transgender and genderqueer individual, as a queer person, this conversation affects me too. So some of you here know me as a Unitarian Universalist minister, but that's not the capacity I'm here in tonight, or not that solely. I'm writing to you, I'm testifying to you gratefully as a member of the community to which I most deeply identify, the transgender community. So let me be really clear. I'm read as male, but I have a uterus. I'm past my childbearing years, and the testosterone I take has ended my ability to reproduce. But I know many within the trans and genderqueer community that whether or not to have children is still an open option. We're left out of this conversation, and we're left out because of transphobia. People assume that if there isn't a man or a woman, if there isn't a penis and a vagina, then the discussion of reproduction is off the table. It's more complicated than that. I don't know if you realize that there's trans folks that can bear children and some that can't. But we're all fighting for the same right that our cisgender female colleagues and allies are fighting for here, the right to have bodily autonomy, to determine when and how we'll have children. Before you dismiss this letter and my testimony as fringe, I ask you to consider something for a moment. Do you know that trans and genderqueer folks are about 10% of your constituencies? Do you know and understand what our reproductive freedoms are and are not? I'm part of the same Women Project because I believe from the very core of my being that the right to bodily autonomy, to reproductive self-determination, is a core issue. In my personal opinion, the Reproductive Health Care Act doesn't go near far enough because it leaves my community and so many other marginalized communities spoken of tonight exactly where we've been for so long, without equal access even under the current laws. But I'll continue to fight for the Reproductive Health Care Act and more, to use my voice and my body to protest, knowing that those I am fighting with will also continue this battle until bodies are no longer regulated by genitalia, until one's decision or ability to parent resides the only place it can, with the individual. I thank you for your time.
Thank you, Reverend. Any questions for this witness? Senator Nesselbush.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just want to thank you for bringing a trans voice to this very important debate. I really appreciate that, and I think it's an important part of the debate.